everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live. Double O. Apparently, this is a very lucky number this year. 88. Hashtag suicide. So, anyways, tonight's Halloween. Before I get to say anything, I'll say happy Halloween to everyone. Hopefully, you got a lot of chocolate, a lot of candy. I know I gave out a lot of candy. But before I go on to the note section, I want to say happy birthday to the Bitcoin white paper. Today is the day that the Bitcoin white paper came out. So anyways, there's that. So we'll go on to the note section here. In the note section, I got pretty much all the links from previous. Bitcoin Silver, decentralized again. I'll leave that up there until it doesn't happen, which should happen in November, supposedly. Supposedly. I don't know if it will. And then the other link I have right below that is It's Time to Stop, which is a meme that was posted on the Bitcoin Silver Bitcoin Talk forum. And then Bitcoin Platinum, the true decentralized Bitcoin fair multi-algorithm. I think this is a bogus project, but you never know. Let's keep an eye on it. That is Bitcoin Uranium. BUM. Ticker symbol BUM. Make Bitcoin great again. Radioactive coin. I don't know if any of these projects are ever going to come true, but let's keep an eye on it. Let's see how they do. And in the note section, I also have a link to list of airdrops. Last time I checked on it was October 29th, though. Today is October 31st, 2017. It's been a couple days since I checked on it, but everybody likes free money falling from the sky. Who doesn't? Next up, that is Bitcoin obituaries. Figured it's Halloween. Might as well talk about that since we're having fun with the Halloween special today, Rejoicing the Dead. Bitcoin has died 181 times. Man, just keeps on coming back. It's a zombie. It's 99bitcoins.com. I'll get to that in a little bit during the show. This episode is going to be about suicide, people. All right, so I want to let you know that nothing gory, but these are news events that did happen. Just want to bring it up. Bitcoin firm CEO found dead after suicide. This is from the New York Post. And from the New York Post, I've gotten other news stories about other suicides. Not quite Bitcoin related, but definitely bank related. One of those was a story that I'm followed from the original NewYorkPost.com article. New clues in suicide of JP Morgan banker add to mystery. Now, this is coming from Infowars.com, but hey, we could use a little bit of drama and conspiracy. Another story, again, I derived from the original story from the New York Post there. Coroner records the death of JP Morgan IT executive Gabriel McGee as suicide. All right. Another story I derived from the original story of the Bitcoin suicide. Bombshell. Dead JP Morgan banker or JPM bankers knew each other and had uncovered something. Comes from a daily.com. A little obscure, but again, a little bit of drama and conspiracy. on Halloween adds to the fuel. And another story derived from the Bitcoin suicide story. Russell economist Mike Bucher dead of apparent suicide, police say. This is from the Business Journal, bizjournal.com. Finally, the last hit piece. All right, the last suicide piece. There's actually a lot more, but this is I'm just deriving it from the original story, the Bitcoin suicide news story. Deutsche Banker explains why he committed suicide. Now, the title is a little misleading, but this came from zerohedge.com. And I saved that one for last because it was the last person, the original story that I, followed from the Bitcoin suicide story. But it lists 11 other suicides within a short relative time. And they were all bankers. Interesting. Around the same time, too. Now, I left the date in there. It is a little old, the story from the past. But I figured I'd bring it up today because it's Halloween. Halloween, you remember the dead. In the link, I have SegWit charts. Speaking of dead, the SegWit transaction seems to be dying off. Goodness. Video to add to it if you just want to catch up on a little history. It's a video. Bitcoin exchange CEO commits suicide. Cue the conspiracy theories. This has come from the Young Turks, the Fox network. Talks about a little bit. I'll get into that just a little bit later. It turns out the Bitcoin CEO was not quite Bitcoin related, but the fact that she was involved in Bitcoin made it a story. But you'll understand when you watch the video. And then I have here also, excuse me, I forgot something here. Sorry for the pause. All right, so next after that. All right, so where was okay? So after the video from the Bitcoin exchange CEO commits suicide, cue the conspiracy theories. I have my typical video theme for this video. Usually it's a music video or it's a trailer or something, but this is coming from a movie. It's called Devil. Today is Halloween after all. Devil, best scene. Today, I'm an old woman. Ending scene, HD. Now I'm going to spoil it a little bit for you if you've never seen this movie, Devil. And again, it's to scare you, of course. So I have also the link to this meme here as well. Hashtag yes2x number 56. I'm all the way up to 56 memes. Actually, a little bit more. But this is numbered 56. You're looking at it right now. I also have a link to Pot of Gold. And I have the address. It's a SegWit address to the Bitcoin Pot of Gold if you want to donate to it. With the recent price increase of, what is the price right now? Let's just say what the price is right now because it had a nice rise. Let me see where is it right now. Current price is 6,427 on Bitstamp. The high, it may just make a new high by the end of the show, but the high, all-time high, $6,449.80 on Bitstamp. So, anyways, let's get back to the video here. Where was I? Okay, so it's at $30, but I still need someone to donate in order to give the third clue to the third word of the 24-word recovery seed. Otherwise, you can try to crack the code. And then have a link to Hiroja Shive Space Odyssey Network. That's a link to her channel. Please subscribe to her channel, watch her videos. And Skive, also subscribe to his channel. Check out his channel, check out his videos, subscribe to him. And finally, Yes for Motivation. I've interviewed him, he's interviewed me. We've had each other on each other's show. Wonderful, wonderful person to follow. Go follow, watch his videos, subscribe to him as well. Excellent. Let's see who's in the chat. Of course, dual overhead camness. Yes, you're late, as always. And then DD8209. Good to have you here. No, I didn't hear about the banker that tried to commit suicide with a nail gun. Tried 10 times and finally nailed it on the 10th try. Oh, goodness. And Mr. Brown, welcome back. Good to have you. So let's go on with the meme here. So the meme is Bitcoin holder or Bitcoin hodler, hashtag yes2x. You know, a Bitcoin hodler, in my opinion, is someone who will definitely take their Bitcoins to the grave. And the reason is because all Bitcoin hodlers expect to come back from the dead to redeem their Bitcoin, just like you see right here, hashtag yes2x. Not only are they going to redeem their Bitcoins, but they're going to redeem all the other forks as well. So if you don't know who Hal Finney is a prime example of someone coming back from the dead. Hasn't come back from the dead yet. But Hal Finney was diagnosed with ALS, also passed away, I think 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And his body, or more in particular, his head, was cryogenically frozen immediately right after his death. And apparently, from what I understand, the hopes is one day there's a cure, or maybe technology will advance far enough to bring someone back from cryogenics and maybe into a new body. Stem cell research is being researched. Cybernetics, or a cyber body, or half man, half machine. Or maybe we'll just download all his brain into a memory and he could be a computer, which I guess in some ways that's what he always wanted to be. Anyways, welcome back. All right, so let's go on to the first thing here. First thing I want to talk about is, let's see if it pops up. Okay, 99bitcoins.com, Bitcoin obituaries. Happy Halloween, everybody. Or I should say, happy birthday, Bitcoin. Today was also the day in which Bitcoin white paper was introduced to the world. So Bitcoin has died 181 times. Let's see what the recent death obituary of Bitcoin is here. UCLA faculty voice, Bitcoin is an energy wasting Ponzi scheme. Well, it's been that way for almost, it's been that way for 10 years now. Well, technically, we're not quite there. I think January 3rd is the day that Satoshi Nakamoto actually started mining on his computer, laptop. So almost 9 years that Bitcoin's been mining away. Hello, Hiroja Shive Space Odyssey Network. Welcome back. And so that's true. But I've also mention, like on Hiroja's show when I was on her channel when she had our live stream together, um, that Bitcoin is nothing more than a carrot on a stick to motivate all of humanity to come up with a solution to infinite energy. Because in order to make Bitcoin even more valuable, more energy must be expended to keep the network or the blockchain going and the transactions going. The only way to do that is to come up with an endless supply of energy, whatever it may be, cold fusion, nuclear, solar, whatever new technology that's going to come out. So there you go on that. Let's see what the next one is. Prince Alaweed says Bitcoin will implode. Enron in the making. CNBC, is that what he said? And that gives you the price and what he said it too, at $5,943.06. Well, the price is now 46,420 something right now. Well, if it is going to implode, maybe it'll implode from 10,000 to 6,000. Maybe, who knows? Or 10,000 to 2,000. Who knows? Let's go on to one more. Let's see what it says, where this came from. Virtual currencies are not money. LinkedIn. I think a LinkedIn executive said that, and the price was at $5,943.06 as well. So, interesting times. 180 times Bitcoin has died, and it's always come back from the dead. Well, so much for that. All right, so let's go on to the next thing here. I'm sorry for the white screen. Of course, you know what it's next is the Bitcoin pot of gold. So this is a Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate, make it fun for everyone. The whole point of this is to have others, I also donate as well, into the Bitcoin pot of gold. You have a couple options. Every time it goes up $10, I'll give away a clue to the 24-word recovery seed. And I think I've already given away 2 clues to the first 2 words. I just need another donation to pump it up into $30 range. It's already in the $30 range because the price went up, but it defeats the purpose because technically we can wait here until infinity and the amount of Bitcoins will eventually just rise over price. The whole point is to get people to donate and participate, make it fun. And so more interest can be put into trying to crack the code, at least. If you're crafty enough, you can try to crack the passcode. On the right is a QR code, encrypted private key. So if you try to scan it, it'll ask you for a passcode. You can try to guess. And then the bottom QR code is a link to Yellow Fever for You, who gave me the idea. So there's my plugin for that. Oh, sorry for the white screen. My computer is slow. I should have restarted my computer, but I always forget. I always forget to do that last minute too. I think this is New York Post. My goodness, this thing is taking a long time. So this is the original, well, this is the article which talks about the Bitcoin CEO that committed suicide. Now, apparently the suicide had nothing to do with, her suicide had nothing to do with Bitcoin. Not because it made, at the time when I first read it back in 2014, oh my goodness. I should get another browser. Oh, here it is, starts popping up here. All right, here we go. Bitcoin firm CEO found dead after suicide. This is back in March 5th, 2014. This is a little bit shortly after Mount Gox collapse. How you doing? It's me, Boss Lady. Hopefully you had a wonderful time with your children on Halloween. Let's see here. Okay, Bitcoin firm CEO found dead after suicide, March 5th, 2014. Just about the time when Mount Gox was collapsing here, if I remember. I remember reading this original story thinking that she might have committed suicide. Autumn Radke, uh, found dead, I believe, in her Singapore apartment or something like that. Age 28, American CEO, Bitcoin exchange, First Meta, was found dead in her Singapore apartment on February 28th. And around this time, there was a lot of string of mysterious suicides with the bankers. Are they related? They're not. Most of them are bankers or came from the financial sector. I don't know what was going on during that time because there was no real financial crisis, but these string of deaths just really caught the media attention. Anyways, that's a picture of her right there. Ironically, that right here is also a picture of her as well, but I don't know if it's me, but she looks different in that picture from her Facebook compared to this picture here, which is from her LinkedIn. I don't know if that's me or not. I mean, I don't know if any of you noticed that. Like, it looks different, but who knows? Maybe this person didn't exist at all, but I'm pretty sure she did. So as I was reading the story and I was reminiscing, remembering the story when Mount Gox was collapsing, I was thinking that she might have committed suicide because she had Bitcoins on Mount Gox or something, but it turns out it didn't. It was just a story at that time. But as I was reading it, it turns out there were other suicides. So I started following these stories. Lee Junji committed suicide. J.P. Morgan Bank. Gabriel McGee also committed suicide. J.P. Morgan Bank. Ryan Henry Crane committed suicide. Also J.P. Morgan Bank. What else here? It gets into Mike Decker, former Federal Reserve Bank economist. And then William or Bill Broekschmidt from Deutsche Bank. And I just followed the story from this article. Remember, the title of this episode is James Bond Bitcoin Live 0088, which in China 88 is a lucky number. #suicide. So let's go on and let's follow the story. Tonight is Halloween, so hopefully you're not too scared. Yeah, there as I went to the story, like one of the person, the last person, William Broekschmidt, committed suicide because he was fearful of an investigation. Although it turns out that he was never a target of any investigation, which was kind of interesting. But Hiroja Shaib, that was a good point. It was a time when gold, silver markets, and the last bit of the 2008 financial market collapse investigation. Ironically, but none of them were ever connected to anything. That was the weird part. So let's see here. InfoWars. So I know this is InfoWars, but let's add a little drama, conspiracy to this. This was February 21st, 2014. JP Morgan, there is a nice little picture of it. 33-year-old Dennis Lee Junji, and this was, I believe, in Hong Kong. And there you could see him. You could see him right there, moments right after he jumped off that building. And so the weird part was, it seemed like he was ready to go back to Canada. Let's read it. Friends of JP Morgan banker who leapt to his death from a high-rise building in Hong Kong this week, becoming the 7th financial worker to die under strange circumstances in recent weeks, suggests that he was planning to return to Canada, adding to the mystery of the suicide. And this article really makes it seem like something very nefarious was going on. And it talks about how he bought a home. And the creepy part was, it says here, just 2 days before his suicide, Junji told a friend that he planned to return to Toronto, where he had worked as an analyst at the Royal Bank of Canada. I think there might be a picture here. Nope, there isn't. But apparently, he did jump off the building. And not only did he jump off the building, but he hit the street, he hit the pavement, in which the drivers reportedly were driving around what was left of his body. Very, very strange circumstances. You have to admit this is very strange. This is back in 2014, nothing recent, but tonight's Halloween. All right, the next one comes from The Guardian here. Coroner records death of JP Morgan IT executive Gabriel Magee as suicide. Very interesting. As I read this was not his first time trying to get to the 32nd floor. Matter of fact, what they found on the 37th floor was an empty tequila bottle and bolt cutters. So let's read into this. Gabriel Magee, 39, a U.S.-born vice president of IT at JP Morgan, used bolt cutters to get through a padlocked hatch onto the roof and had made 2 attempts in the weeks before of his death to gain access to the floor. Popular coroner's court heard. So apparently this guy was suicidal, but every indication's kind of said otherwise, because he had a girlfriend, said he was going to come home pretty late, or he texted his girlfriend at the time. Very strange. Tequila bottle found and bolt cutters. Unusual circumstances. Go ahead and read it for yourself. Adds to the mystery. Gives me the chills. I don't know about you. And then here's another one. It's OSNet Daily. Bombshell. Dead JP Morgan bankers knew each other and had uncovered something. That's the title. So apparently, I'll read the first paragraph here. Wednesday, we reported that another JP Morgan banker had been found dead. As the latest banker to meet a sudden and ultimate demise is Ryan Henry Crane, the executive director in JP Morgan's Global Equities Group. Interesting to know that Ryan Henry Crane and what's his name? Is it Henry McGee? I gotta look it up real quick. Gabriel McGee knew each other. Matter of fact, they were the counterparts. I believe Ryan Henry Crane was in the U.S. and Gabriel McGee was the London portion of the trading platform. Apparently, they knew each other. Coincidence that they both committed suicide in a relatively short amount of time. Anyways, go ahead and read it for yourself. You could see here that, let me see, how did Mr. Ryan, well, it doesn't quite say how he passed away, but he was found dead. Let's see, what's another one here? Where's this coming from? Puget Sound Business Journal. All right, so Russell, economist, Duker, suicide, police say. That's him. Let's read here. Michael Duker, chief economist at Russell Investments, has died of an apparent suicide. Let me see. Died of apparent suicide, the Pierce County Sheriff's Department said Thursday. Interesting, he was found on the road, from what I understand. It was found on the side of a road, dead. Let's see how exactly he died. I think it was a car accident for some reason. Duker's body was found at 8:30 a.m. Thursday at the base of a 40 to 50-foot embankment for a Highway 16 ramp to the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Troyer said it appears Duker jumped over a 4-foot fence Wednesday. So literally, he just jumped to his death. His body was found. It's not like he drove off. He jumped over. Anyways, interesting stuff. He was also, let's see here, before joining Russell in 2008, he was an assistant vice president and research economist of St. Louis. Very interesting. I think this is the one where about an investigation, but apparently he was never the target of the investigation. Not even close. But he, for some reason, felt the need to commit suicide. And to this day, nobody cares. Let's see what's on the last one. I think the last one is Zero Hedge. So Deutsche Banker explains why he committed suicide. Well, the title is a little misleading. Anyways, let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. This is the person who thought he was under investigation and committed suicide in his London apartment, I believe. He hung himself here. The dismal list of financial executives' death was recently increased to 11 few months. Speculation surrounding many of these deaths and suicides as the reasoning, none more than the first. Brockschmidt, an executive who worked at Deutsche Bank, and advised senior leadership Kensington, January. Scary things around here, people. A lot of scary things. These people wanted to take their own lives in a way that they did. Something. Because I remember Enron, and I wasn't in Texas at the time. I was just about to move to Texas. Actually, I was in California, and were very angry for the high energy prices that Enron was charging. Anyways, when the investigation started, one of wrote a letter, very lovely mansion, is very lovely, I believe, Mercedes Benz, and committed suicide with a gun, shot himself in the head. Ending Enron. To have so much guilt, and we all know about Enron, it was a Ponzi. It was a pyramid. I think it was more of a Ponzi than anything else. And to come to that, you know, money does strange things to you. When you worship money, it compels you to kill yourself. You may not have money anymore. You may not have the lifestyle, the riches, to contemplate suicide and actually commit suicide. That's quite a powerful hold, people. When you make a deal with the devil, you got to pay the price. So it gives you of 11 people. William Brooks. Oh, let me scroll up a little bit. Oops, sorry. Computer's slow. William Brookschmidt, 58-year-old former senior executive at Deutsche Bank AG, after an apparent suicide in South Kensington in central London on January 26, 2014, I believe. Carl Schlimm, 51-year-old managing director, dead on the fourth floor Gro La Hotel in Bangkok on January 27th. 39-year-old JP Morgan employee died after falling from the roof of the European headquarters in London on January 27th. Mike Duker, 50-year-old chief economist of a U.S. investment bank, was found dead close to Bridge in Washington state. The 57-year-old founder of American Title Service, Colorado, was found dead after apparently shooting himself with a nail gun. I believe that's the one you're talking about. Dickerson, a UK-based communications director at Swiss, also died last month. However, the circumstances surrounding his death are unknown. Ryan Henry Crane, a 37-year-old executive at JP, alleged suicide ago. No further details have been released about his death from this small at the Stanford Daily Voice. Lee Junji, 33-year-old banker in Hong Kong, jumped from the JP Morgan headquarters week. James Stewart Jr., Commerce CEO, found dead in Scottsdale, Arizona. 19th. A family spokesman did not say what caused the death. Really? 47. A trader at Midtown's Vertical Group committed suicide by jumping in front of train. In Orlando. 28. A trader at Levy Capital, formerly analyst at JP Morgan. From the 6th floor East Side apartment. Happy Halloween, everybody. All right, so I will go over the fees from earn.com. C, how you doing? You made it just in time for the nice Halloween special here. Goodness, sorry for the long white screen. This is from Earn. Earn has become a social network site. They email and take surveys. This is about it. Come Earn, a social media platform where you get paid to read emails or reply to emails. So take surveys. Early enough, you'll get free tokens. PO sale. What a joke. This is like they're trying to be a LinkedIn, Facebook, book, Steam it, that yourself as so other people can pay you to read more. And so it's like on the meat market, and whoever wants to or try to connect with you has to pay you. I don't know. Far-fetched. And the fact that they're doing a token sell kind of tells me there's some money here. I don't know what they did with their investments. Let's take a look at the fees here. Are high. Let's see, what is the best fee? Right now, if you do anything at 190 bytes per Satoshi, you'll probably get your blocks into your transactions into the next block. So if you want your transactions anything over 190 to over anything over 200 Satoshis per byte, you'll probably get them into the next block. And then anything underneath that, you probably have to wait. There's a long, you see the brown portion, and you can see it's highlighted in red as I scroll down, move my mouse over here. Those are taking longer to block. Transactions with higher fees are getting confirmed a lot faster. Some people who are really desperate trying to move in less Satoshis per byte. So let's get rid of these darn things here, man. Let's get rid of these ads. Really slowing me down here. All right, so let's get into the mempool real quick. the root of the love of money is a root of all sorts of injurious things. uh, or how about this? The root of all evil is money. Is what I hear sometimes. I don't think money itself is that evil. I think the desire that people have for it, the things that they're willing to do, you know, is very evil sometimes. And my hopes that is one day Bitcoin will alleviate that greed to the point where we all understand how money is created and realize that we are all infinite in creating wealth. So the mempool shows 43,479 transactions in the mempool. It has gone up along with the price. The price has gone up as well. If you look right here where it says size fee per size, and you see it scrolling down as it comes in the mempool here, you'll see that most of it is around 200 and over, most of it. Anything underneath that will probably be stuck in the mempool. So fees about 200 or plus will most likely get into the mempool. Even more than that will probably get confirmed in the next block quicker. So there's a lot of transactions going on. I think there's rumors. How you doing, Richie Rich? Welcome to the chat. I think rumors of the Chinese exchanges opening are starting to get confirmed. A lot of people are excited. It's probably November 1st in China right now. So hopefully by tomorrow, there's some reports that will come out stating whether exchanges are opening up or not. And I think that's also driving the price up. Again, also driving the price up is that the hard forks are coming up. And so I think everyone's also positioning themselves, moving their Bitcoins wherever they need to, moving them out of places into new places for the upcoming split. I haven't heard anything from the other side of the SegWit 2x people. So the silence, that is the lack of anything coming from the SegWit 2x side of the hard fork is very concerning because, I think they learned from previous attempts that it's best not to say what you're doing, not to be transparent, because they know that they're going to get attacked, DDoSed and all sorts of things. So they're probably very, very quiet. And they're very, very quiet for the reason because it's the calm before the storm. I do have to say that. So anyways, that's the mempool right there. Very, very full. And the price is also very, very high as well. So let's get into the price as well. Yeah, it's looking really good. My goodness. There is a large gap, though, right here. A very, very large gap that concerns me. Whenever I see large gaps like right here between the moving average and the actual candlestick, because I see it right here, for example. I see it right here before it starts turning into some red candles right here. But who knows? What can happen? After all, we're in a unicorn market. We're hitting all-time highs, and when you hit all-time highs, you just don't know what to do because nothing like this has ever happened. But overall, the trend is going up. Let me go to 1 hour. Let's see what's happening. So the high for today, all-time high is on Bitstamp, is 6,000. $49.80. So it just keeps breaking. That's only about 5 hours ago. So far, it looks overdone, but again, in a unicorn market, anything can happen. And let's just go on the 3-day. I think the 3-day kind of really, if you look at the 3-day and you follow that average, simple average, the shorter term, the white line here, the moving average, it's weighted. Really moving along that moving average. I see a little gap here, a tiny gap. And let me see the support for that moving average. The moving average right now is at 38.50, about 38.50. So I think that's going to be a good support if it does come back down. But other than that, I mean, it's really moving really well on that average. And it looks like it's about to it could explode. We'll have to see what reports come out November 1st along China. So we'll see what reports come out of China. If it's fake news, I don't know if we can expect it to crash because this has been going up without any exchanges in China. But I'm assuming that the sentiment would be very bad because there's expectations that China will allow Bitcoin exchanges. If the news is real, price is just going to go crazy. People are going to FOMO. And on top of that, people are also positioning themselves for the hard fork, which is not too far off, about 2 weeks. And then let's go back to the weekly here one more time, take a quick look. And yeah, I mean, I know we're up there. This is crazy, to see this. But if you look at the difficulty, I've been watching the difficulty on the hashing rate or on Bitcoin's blockchain difficulty. This chart and the difficulty chart looks almost identical. Just really does. Almost identical. Just shoots straight up. Anyways, that's enough of that. And we'll get back to... Oh, sorry for the white screen. We're almost concluded here. Thank you, everyone, for watching here. Let me see here. You want? I should get rid of Windows. Yeah, unfortunately, I have some old software that works with Windows. Some of the printers I have works with the Windows XP that I have. So it's hard to get rid of because don't want to buy everything, and definitely don't want to buy a new computer these days. I prefer old computers. That's just me. So Bitcoin hodlers, man, Bitcoin hodlers will take Bitcoins to the grave and expect to come back from the dead, always. So anyways, this concludes this episode. Thank you, everybody that's in the chat. It's me, Boss Lady, DD8209, Richie Rich, M. Brown, Dual Overhead Camness, Surgeon C, as well as Hiroja Shibe, Space Odyssey Network. Thank you all for coming on and chatting such a late night. Hopefully you all enjoyed your Halloween as much as I did. Anyways, this concludes this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment after the live stream. Even do a video response. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned.